What's up, Justin? So I told you a little while ago that I would be making a video, about, or not making a video per se, but making some commentary or giving you some advice because you were complaining about not ever being able to win lane or something along those lines. So I recorded this game last night. I had given it my own commentary, but I was sleep deprived and definitely rambling. So we're just gonna try and like skip through to some of what I believe are the most important parts. And I didn't even get past the mid game because I feel like a lot of what I saw, the mistakes that you made were in lane. So let's start off right here. You warded at you warded at 2 minutes in. Now if you look bot side, typically when they come to lane you can tell if the bot lane leashed. So depending on what time they get to lane, you'll know whether or not they leashed. Now sometimes the enemy bot lane will like feign, but basically what I'm saying is warding this early is kind of, I think the only thing it'll protect against is cheese ganks, and I don't think that would happen. But yeah, so probably in the future wait a few, like maybe 30 more seconds, or like another wave or something like that. Okay, continuing. The allow is letting you get free poking with your Q, which is really good. But you get level 2 right here. So you get level 2 right here, and she's still level 1, and you never try to push your advantage. As soon as if you know that you're going to be getting level 2 first, you need to be pushing it immediately. So you get level 2 off of one wave plus a melee minion. So if you know that you're going to get that melee minion before the allowy, then you can play forward, and it looks like you take your E immediately as your second. Now, I don't know if you use like a key binding to level up your abilities, or if you just press it, but it would be worth, if you haven't done this yet, to like set up a, like control. I think a lot of people do control E or shift E if you wanted to skill E. Rather than having to move your mouse to click it, it just saves a lot of time and can create scenarios like this where you hit level 2 and you can force an advantage, potentially get a kill. But yeah, then she hits level 2 and your window is missed. Okay, good. See, like right here, she knows that your E is on cooldown, and your E is a very long cooldown. So you sitting in the brush right here, and I saw you do this quite a bit throughout the rest of the lane phase. You sitting in the brush right here is not only denying you last hit gold, but also, I mean, it's kind of putting a pressure on the allowy, but not really, because she knows that your E is down. So the only thing that you can really do is walk up and kill. So she knows that for like the next 12-15 seconds or so, she's fine to walk up and CS. So standing in the brush is only really just denying you CS. And I think you stand here for a little while, and it's kind of a strategy that you employ quite a bit. But it's good if you have your hookup, it's not good if you don't have your hookup. Also, another thing that I noticed, you tend to push the lane regardless of anything really. If you have an advantage like this, it would be best to try and get the wave to push towards you, because right now you're in a position where you could easily be ganked. Oh, that was a good pull. You could easily be ganked, and But if you have the lane pressure, you could just let the minions push into you by like not autoing the minions as much, and you lose this. Wow, you lose that pretty hard. Despite. Okay, let's see how this goes. You Q, you get hit by 1. Oh my god. Okay, you get hit by 2. Yeah, you gotta move away from the tentacle when you're fighting the Alawi. You can't just stay in a place and fight her. That almost killed you. Wow. Yeah, I watched it again. I don't even remember that. Yeah, you definitely. You have to move around and dodge those. Okay, I fast forwarded through this part. And I think it went too far. Yeah, but what I noticed when I was watching this is that you TP'd when you didn't have to. Right here, you definitely did not need to TP. Like, the wave, you probably could have walked to lane and you maybe only would have missed a few minions. And by TPing... Oh, there's a gang. Okay, I don't know if that was just a miscommunication. Holy shit, she almost dies. Yeah, but, you shouldn't have... TPing there... Oh. And you took a lot of damage. I mean, that just felt like a miscommunication more than anything. But yeah, if you can save your TP, save it, because then you'll be able to, you'll be able to make plays like bot lane or mid lane or maybe in the jungle if there's wards to TP to. And then you back right here. Yeah, I paused it. I was about to pause it again. You back right here, and you definitely shouldn't be. You need to push that in. Like, because, I mean, number one, you're missing a cannon, XP, and gold. And if you don't push this in, then the Alawi could potentially get back in time. Or you could push it in and get her to blow her teleport as well, which means that she has no pressure on bot lane. So it's always important to push in the lane if you can before you back. But, oh yeah, okay, so she does burn TP. But again, I feel like she used TP inappropriately as well. Fast forward. But yeah, I think I hit the biggest thing. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about this. You consistently, when she was pushing you in, when she had the advantage in lane, you consistently used your E to last hit on Darius. That's never a good idea. That would be like using, if you're playing lane Rammus, to last hit with his E. I mean, number one, it's not much damage to last hit with. But also, you're using your biggest CC ability that gives you a lot of pressure in lane. And when you use that, it just is another huge red flag for Alawi, like, hey, I can play even more aggressively than what I already was. See, that was a good attempt at a pull. You would have had full minion aggro damage, but yeah, you're going to lose that. Yep. Yeah, you can't fight Alawi against a wall. You have to, you really just can't fight her ever, kind of. Unless you have a pretty serious poke advantage on her already. I mean, I don't know the matchup pretty well. I don't know the matchup well at all, because I don't play Alawi or Darius, but what I do know is that, like, in top lane, it's pretty easy to, like, build leads. Like, in the beginning, you had a lead, and you tried to pressure it by staying in the bush, but, I mean, it's the right tactic for Darius if you have your E up, but also consistently pushing the tower, pushing the wave in when you have that lead just allows her to last hit under turret for free. When you're only level 3 or 4, you can't punish her as a Darius under turret. Like, just by pushing her in repetitively, you just gave her essentially a free lane. I don't know what I was saying here. Oh, probably that you should be pushing it in. You know that your laner is missing. Oh, did you see her at blue? Nidalee collapses. Oh, maybe you didn't. Still though, you should be pushing your wave in right there. Just like if you know that your laner's gone, you can push it in. Because you're not going to get a freeze from that wave. And I don't know if both of these wards right here in the Tri and the river are yours, but if they are, double warding like that is probably not a very good idea. Especially against a Scion jungle, because most of the time he's going to lane gank anyways. Okay, then you should... Yeah, you shouldn't have just been sitting there. You could be hitting the tower, you could be backing, you could have teleported. You could have been doing a lot there rather than just sitting there. Like, I don't know if you were just tapped out or something, but it's always a good idea to continuously be proactive. And now Alawi's here and she's got a level advantage on you in blue buff, so there's no way you can fight her. And she has a phage to your 2 long swords. So yeah, it's 100% out the window that you can't fight her, so you just have to last hit on her tower as well as you can. And this is where I think you start using your E. Yeah, like, if there's one thing to take away from this, well, hopefully there's a few things that you take away from this, but number one, don't use any large CC ability to last hit, you know, like, typically, as a general rule. I mean, you can, but not Darius E. Like, maybe if you're playing Aurelia, you can E a minion or something if you know you're not going to be playing aggressive in the next few seconds, but yeah, see, it just feels like a waste of an ability. And don't be afraid to call for jungle help, you know? Like if you get behind, pinging for the jungle to gank or something like that. Especially when she's pushing the minions into the tower like this repetitively. So I think that's about as much as I picked up on last night without rambling. Like, basically what you need to learn is like minion control, and I don't know if you know this, but how to last hit under a turret. It's one auto from the turret, and then you auto it once. Oh, and then you fight her again? Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. When you get behind against an Alawi, there's, like, almost no coming back. Even with jungle pressure, you guys could still potentially lose a 2v1 fight. But yeah, you had the advantage early, so you definitely had a chance to win this. You definitely had a chance to win this, lane, because you got some really good harass off with your Q, but probably consider taking your W as your second ability. I feel like if she ever decided to get aggressive on you, your E is not super great in a level 2 fight, whereas your W is, because obviously it gives you more damage, and your E is just like a small damage. And what does it give you, like some armor pen or some shit like that? It's not super great for fighting, so maybe when you're getting your abilities scale, Q then W, and then maybe even Q again if you want to be really aggressive, and then get your E at level 4. I don't know how much Darius you play, but I feel like that would be the right, I mean, depending on the matchup, obviously, but I feel like that would be the best ability tree, or whatever you want to call it. And then when you're last hitting a turret, I don't know if you know this is another like side note, but for the melee minion, if the turret hits it twice, then you can then auto, and you'll get the last hit, generally speaking. And then for the ranged creep, if it hits it once, you can auto, typically, unless you're like really far behind and you don't have much AD. Or you're just playing like a straight tank like Maokai. I don't think Maokai can do that at like level 7 with only like with like flat AD, even. I don't think he could. But yeah, anything else I can think of without rambling? Yeah, try to use your teleport more, and try to push your minion wave in when you know that they've backed or you know that they're not in lane. It's always good to push the wave in and try and deny them XP and CS, because I mean this level discrepancy between you and the Alawi probably didn't just happen because of the kills. It probably also happened because the way that she managed the waves was slightly better than you, which is true, because you had a few opportunities to push the wave in, and you didn't take that chance. But there are definitely guides out there for like wave management and that sort of thing. Anyway, I think that's it, man. Good luck in future games.